Customer-centric. What does a customer-centric organization do? Well, at the level of behaviors, what you see basically is senior management spends a lot of time with customers. So really, literally, I remember when we started with Santi, we had this angel investor who was sort of a nightmare. I mean, literally, we had this assumption that he made a lot of money based on a lot of luck. I'm not going to give his name, but you were like, I mean, he was lucky. You were saying he was really lucky. And he kept on coming to us and saying, are you going in the van to ship products? We're like, yeah. Well, are you just going in the van wearing the office net uniform and going to ship boxes to people were ordering office supplies and delivery boys and vans were going to deliver? Are you actually going there? Well, yes, sometimes. How many days a week are you going? And we're like, we were just lying to him. I don't know. We never did it. The reality is we never did it. We were not very client focused. I mean, seriously, we weren't really going and doing it. But that's really what a client-focused organization does. Effective listening is widespread. I was really happy with Michael, what says, what's the unique thing? I know how to listen. I've learned how to listen to people. Well, learning is the key skill or the key behavior that great client-focused leaders express in the way they do things. Customers' issues are part of every meeting agenda. You go to see the agendas, and it's client issues, client topics. They talk about clients all the time. They sit together and say, well, this is a client situation. How do we address it? How can we do it better? How can we address their needs more effectively? Which is different from saying, how can we sell more to them? How are we going to renew the contract? That's not client focus. Client focus is saying, let's talk about their needs, not how we're going to sell more. Symbols. Top investments go to client-related projects. Untrained staff are never put in front of a client. So never put untrained people because basically you're really focused on the client experience. People proudly share success stories of exceeding customer expectations. When you do the storytelling, you go and you say, and we have here Mike, who did this amazing job to go the extra mile to serve the client. And that is what people see. And they say, well, that's really what they value. That's what the leaders value. So if I want to grow in this organization, that's what I really need to do. And systems, well, really customer feedback is integrated into everyone's compensation. And you're really focused on serving the client. You build flexible structures so you can address clients' needs. Now, this is what you see at the surface level. What needs to happen at the mental model level? What you need to think, really believe in order for this to happen? Well, what you need to believe in is that those closest to the customers know more about their needs than senior leaders. Now, clients are always right. Beautiful phrase. Do you really believe it? I mean, do you really have that sort of mindset in everything you do or not? And the values that you need to have is, are you really a humble organization? Are you really a learning organization? Do you respect other perspectives? Is relationship based on trust and mutual respect and reliability what you really believe in? Believe it or not, I'm not talking about, well, some organizations, most of the Fortune 50 companies, when they see these things, they say, you know what? We're not really humble. I mean, we're about building this, pharmaceutical company. They are like fantastic R&D, amazing, $80 billion market cap, and they say we're not humble enough to really focus on what the client really needs. And the deal breakers, what's a deal breaker? A deal breaker is if you have this, don't even try becoming client focused, okay? Because it's not going to happen. Arrogance, the I know what is good for you attitude, and reject feedback. Just you don't listen to each other, you don't have open dialogues. People talk to each other without listening to what the other person is saying. So have you seen those typical meetings where someone starts talking and you see the other people thinking what they're going to say next rather than listening to what someone is saying? Well, that is the pattern that would let you know that this is not for you. Okay, don't try it at home. If you see that happening and you're in the next meeting and you say, oh my God, no one is listening to anyone. To no one. This is just people talking. Well, don't even try it. Okay.